Hello everyone, Richard here at Kelvin Wazoo, and I've got just a little short video. Happy New Year to everyone. And this short video is what I hope for in 2023 in terms of records and releases, and I've got a few here. And they're all kind of musically oriented. One of them is not about a record, but still. All right, so yeah, it's gonna be a very short one. All right, so it's been a couple years since their last release, and I'm talking about Car Seat Headrest. And their last full album release was Madlow, Making a Door Less Open. Jeez. This was released in 2020, and they, started touring again in 2022, and it's been since, that's 4 years. Madlow is 4 years after Teens of Denial. So they were going to have a touring year, and they had some big festivals, but Will has been sick. He got a very, from my understanding, a very nasty variant of COVID, and his recovery has been very protracted. And so I'm always, wishing him the best of health. But at the same time, I got to be thinking, he's got a lot of material. I think he's got a lot of material. He's got enough material now, I think, having gone through the whole COVID thing and the way people have reacted to it. And he has such keen perspective, on people, especially people of his generation. His music really speaks clearly to young people in their teens and 20s. I think he's got a lot to say, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's been toying around with some songs. I think he could produce. He and the other guys, they could produce a record that would be a double album set. But I think they could also do a single release of just fun pop songs, because he is so good at crafting those. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for 2023 from Car Seat Headrest. It's going on 2 years since your last release. A lot of idle time, a lot of downtime. I just have to believe the muse has been working. So that's one of my hopes for 2023. Another hope for 2023 is going to be, another release by the phenomenal guitarist Mdou Moctar. So A Freak Victim, his latest LP release was 2021, so not that long ago. He's released some other EPs. In fact, I've got some EPs coming in the mail on vinyl. I pre-ordered them, but a lot of the other material that he's been releasing has been variants and remixes of existing songs. He has the one Amado Soseki, something like that, which is the primarily acoustic album. And I would just love to hear some more of that from him. But again, I think that, who knows what he might decide to venture into. Some more traditional Tuareg music is definitely a possibility. But other electric and psychedelic blues, certainly is something that is within his wheelhouse. So yes, looking forward to something coming from Mdu Mokhtar. Now here's a band that doesn't get a lot of attention, and it should. They're quite good, and that is the band De Staat. They're from the Netherlands, and this is their album Bubblegum, which was the last one that they released in 2019. So it's been since 2019 that they've had another record come out. Now, that's kind of their pattern. Going through their earlier releases, it can be anywhere from 2, 3 to 4 years between releases. So that's why I'm saying I think we can expect something. I'm hoping anyway. I haven't heard that they have disbanded. So I'm hoping that we can get some new material from De Staat. So those are 3 musical acts that I would love to see something new from them. I think it's time for them. Something I would like to see in 2023, not necessarily hoping or holding out for a new release, but they were scheduled to come play here in Chicago, Tinariwen, another Saharan blues group. It's been around for quite a long time. And they were scheduled to play here in Chicago, and then it got postponed and delayed a month or so, and then it got canceled. And they were touring at the time, based on videos that I saw on YouTube. They were touring in Great Britain, but for some reason they were unable to get visas to come to the United States. I don't know why. I haven't heard any reasons why. But so, their gigs, their tour here, at least in the US, I don't know if they were able to do any shows in Canada, but got canceled. And that's too bad. I would love to see them try another effort to come to the US. I know it's a really big, huge financial burden for bands like this to take their music on the road, especially when they may only be getting very small venues. The venue that they were going to play here in Chicago is really small, the Metro. But yeah, I would hope that they could get something and get their, whatever the problem was with their visas, get their visas so that they can come and play here in the U.S. So Tinariwen is a hope for 2023. Now, my final hope for 2023 is really kind of it's almost like a pipe dream, except for the fact that the price has been coming down. And I don't, of course, have it to show you, but what I am talking about is the original motion picture, the original anime series soundtrack for Evangelion. Now, I've got this Evangelion release, Pink Splatter, and I've got this other one, One Last Kiss, on the clear vinyl. But the original series soundtrack on vinyl is a 2 LP set, and it had been and has sold for as much as $1,000. It is a very highly sought after item. If you look at the number, like in Discogs, the number of people who own a copy and the number of people who want a copy, it is very heavily skewed into the want section, which in part is what drives up prices. However, I did notice that the price has started to come down. In fact, I think there's one available for sale right now for like $300. We're getting in a closer range. When the price goes below $200, I'll start seriously thinking about, buying a copy. I get that it's probably, I didn't do the research, but I suspect that it was not a very large number pressed with that original run on vinyl. And I mean, there's a lot more variations of the soundtrack available on CD, and they're all pretty reasonably priced. I mean, none of them are outrageous. It's just the vinyl that's just been incredibly outrageously expensive. But yeah, 300, even at $300 in, and that's encouraging that the price is coming down, but that's still too much. I'm not going to pay that much. When the price comes down below $200, I will start considering. And I wouldn't be disappointed if, a reissue came out, even if it was a remaster. I mean, the album is actually from 2015. It's not that old of a recording. So a reissue, I think, would probably be sufficient, just perfectly fine. But it might drive down the price of the originals, but the originals are always going to be the originals, and in that limited run. So in terms of their collectability, I don't see a reissue causing serious damage. Not that the people who, of course, that may be the whole thing, the rights, etc. But anyway, I would love to see something done with that. This video, I'm just talking on and on here, and I can see my video is already 12 minutes long, and I really wanted to do a short one. So anyway, I'm hoping for either the price of the OG Neon Genesis Evangelion 2LP soundtrack goes below $200, or they reissue it. So those are my hopes, musical hopes for 2023. What are some of your musical hopes? Leave a comment in the down under. I appreciate you all watching and subscribing to my channel. 2023, we can be hopeful in terms of music and other things as well. And always remember that I am on Instagram as NewsDude76, NEWZDUDE76. And don't forget, pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.